How will you prioritize this? And really, what are your thoughts on the evolution of the threats in cyberspace, how quickly they evolve?
Yeah, Senator, several of the committee members have alluded to or outright said that cyber is the domain.
Cyberspace is now described as a battlefield where shots are fired with keyboards instead of rifles, and the United States Senate just held a hearing that showed how unprepared the nation could be if it does not invest in the people who defend that digital front. Senator Jacky Rosen questioned Lieutenant General Joshua Rudd, nominated to lead U.S. Cyber Command, about whether America has the workforce and the strategy to survive the next generation of cyber conflict. The conversation sounded technical, but at its core, it was about whether the lights stay on, whether hospitals keep running, and whether elections remain secure. If you want reporting that explains these issues in plain language, subscribe to the channel and stay with us.
Senator Duckworth. Senator Rosen, you are our final questioner.
Well, thank you, Senator Wicker. No pressure there for the final questioner. But thank you, Chairman Wicker, Ranking Member Reed. Thank you to both of you for your willingness to serve, for your service through all of these years, to your families who serve along with you, and for taking the time to speak with me. I'm going to... there's so many serious, important things to talk about. I'm going to switch over a little bit to cyber workforce for a bit, because if we're not prepared with our workforce and with our assets in this cyberspace, then we will not be able to meet the challenges of the future. So one of the most important aspects of maintaining a robust cyber defense posture is ensuring that our workforce is prepared, capable of adapting to an ever-evolving and quickly evolving cyber threat landscape. And so, General Rudd, as you know, cyber domain is incredibly dynamic. Developing a workforce with the necessary skills and expertise to achieve mastery is critical. We are not there yet. In your responses to the advanced policy questions, you mentioned investing in people as one of your lines of effort if you're confirmed. Can you elaborate more on what you think Cybercom could or should be doing in workforce development, talent management space for cyber, especially when you consider the needs across uniform, civilian, and contract workforces? I'm especially interested in your thoughts on the long-term shaping of the workforce and what more you think you might need to do to develop this, because too often we allow the near-term pressures, and they are great, to drive out our longer-term objectives and views.
Senator, I couldn't agree more with you in terms of how you described the strategic environment in which we need to develop and build and continue to enhance the cyber workforce. So, and as you know, as we talked, it's about the people first. We've got to attract, retain, train, retain the most talented and the best. And appreciate what I understand of this committee in particular, providing the resources and the direction to help enable to do that. I think we also talked a little bit about the department's plan and Cybercom's efforts under Cybercom 2.0 and how that will put us on a trajectory and has to building and enhancing really the supreme workforce. It's already there. We've got to expand it. We've got to do it quickly. We've got to do it at scale. And we've got to think about creative ways to do this beyond just the agreements with the services. I think this is one area where, if confirmed, I would want to take a very quick, deep assessment into it and then come back with any other further recommendations, Senator.
Well, thank you, because General Rudd, in the FY25 NDAA, it included a provision that I helped champion to have the department establish a cyber intelligence capability to provide foundational scientific and technical intelligence to Cybercom and the rest of the joint force. And so what is your understanding of the department's current approach to standing this up, including the lessons learned from recently completed cyber intelligence pilot with the Defense Intelligence Agency? How will you prioritize this? And really, what are your thoughts on the evolution of the threats in cyberspace, how quickly they evolve?
Yeah, Senator, several of the committee members have alluded to or outright said that cyber is the domain that we're active right now. some could say we're at war right now in that domain. I don't think that's an unfair characterization. So I think everything that we can do to move as quickly as possible to enhance our posture, our capabilities, and our workforce in there, give them the best tools that they can, deepen and thicken the relationships with not only within the department, but across industry, academia, that enables for us to maintain the advantage of the world-class cyber force that we have.
Yeah, I think it's critically important. I'm going to ask my last question quickly on the Maduro capture to General Donovan. The president ordered Operation Absolute Resolve in Venezuela on January 3rd to capture President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, but intentionally did not notify Congress. In fact, in the briefings to Congress in the months prior, where the administration officials were asked if there was a plan to remove Maduro, the answer was repeatedly no. So how would you define the rules of engagement for counter-narcotic operations in Southcom, and what entity do you think has the final authority to approve these rules?
Senator, I asked to come back and meet with you again after, if confirmed, and have time in Southcom to understand the structure of the headquarters, the missions at hand, the missions envisioned in the future, tied to the NSS and Curtis operations, and come back and discuss with you.
Thank you. I'll look forward to that briefing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your testimony today. This concludes today's hearing. For the information of members, questions for the record will be due to the committee within 2 business days of the conclusion of the hearing. We are now adjourned.
Rosen began by thanking the nominees and their families for years of service, then shifted quickly to what she called one of the most serious national security gaps, the cyber workforce. She argued that no amount of advanced technology matters if there are not enough trained people to operate it. The cyber domain, she said, changes faster than any other arena of conflict, and the United States is still playing catch-up. Universities cannot produce specialists quickly enough. Private companies often pay more than government, and the military struggles to keep talented experts in uniform. General Rudd agreed, saying that people must come first. He described the challenge as attracting, training, and retaining the best minds while competing with Silicon Valley and global tech firms. He pointed to an initiative known as Cybercom 2.0 that aims to expand the existing force and build new career paths for civilians, service members, and contractors. But he admitted the effort must move faster and at a larger scale. He promised that if confirmed, he would conduct a deep assessment and return to Congress with recommendations. Before we go further, subscribe so you never miss these deep dives into how national security decisions affect everyday life. Rosen reminded the committee that the most recent defense bill included a provision she helped champion to create a dedicated cyber intelligence capability. The goal is to provide scientific and technical analysis that can support Cyber Command and the broader military. She asked how the department plans to stand up that capability and what lessons were learned from a pilot program run with the Defense Intelligence Agency. Rudd answered that cyber conflict is already active today, and in his words, some would say we are at war right now in that domain. Because of that reality, he argued, every tool that strengthens posture and relationships with industry and academia must be accelerated. The exchange highlighted a quiet revolution inside the Pentagon. Traditional warfare depends on tanks, ships, and aircraft, but modern adversaries can cripple a nation by shutting down pipelines, stealing medical records, or manipulating financial markets. Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea have all demonstrated the ability to penetrate American networks. Yet the defenders are often young specialists working long hours in windowless rooms, far from the public image of military power. Rosen's questions also revealed a tension between short-term crises and long-term planning. Daily cyber attacks demand immediate response, which can crowd out investment in education and research. She warned that if near-term pressure continues to dominate, the United States will never build the resilient workforce it needs. Subscribe to the channel if you appreciate coverage that looks beyond the headline and explains the long game. The hearing took a turn when Rosen asked General Donovan, nominated for Southern Command, about a reported operation in Venezuela aimed at capturing President Nicolas Maduro. She noted that Congress had not been notified and that previous briefings denied any such plan existed. Her question focused on who has final authority over rules of engagement for counter-narcotics missions. Donovan declined to answer in detail, saying he needed to study the structure and missions of the command before responding. Rudd closed his testimony by emphasizing partnerships with universities and industry. He argued that the advantage of the United States lies in innovation and open collaboration, but he acknowledged that bureaucracy often slows recruitment and pay systems designed for the industrial age do not fit the digital era. Lawmakers on both sides signaled they may need to rewrite those rules. As the chairman gavelled the hearing to a close, the message was clear. Cybersecurity is no longer a niche subject for specialists. It is the foundation of national defense, economic stability, and democratic trust. Whether the next director of Cyber Command can build the necessary workforce may determine how the next crisis unfolds. Subscribe to stay informed as these decisions move from hearing rooms to real policy.